Hey Dragon Slayers, today's video is about why fasting works for type 2 diabetics, part 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. Let's get started. Now, if you give more insulin or drugs that stimulate the production of insulin, then yes, temporarily more glucose can be shoved into the cell. However, there is a natural limit. At that point, even extra insulin will not be able to move more glucose into the cell. This is exactly what happens in the typical time course of type 2 diabetes. At first, the disease can be treated with a small dose of a single medication that stimulates the production of insulin. After a few years, this is no longer enough, so the dose is increased. After a few more years, a second, then a third medication is added, all aimed at increasing the production of insulin. Finally, insulin itself is prescribed in higher and higher doses. The progression of treatment is clearly not helping the underlying problem. The type 2 diabetes is just getting worse. The medications only help control blood sugar. They don't address what's causing the type 2 diabetes. If the core issue is that glucose is overfilling the cells, then the solution seems rather obvious. Get all of that glucose out of the cells. Pushing more in, as with insulin treatments, will only make things worse. So how do you get rid of excess glucose in the body? Remember, it's the glucose in the tissues that's the underlying problem. Without that, the glucose in the bloodstream is no longer a problem. There are really only two methods of getting toxic glucose overload out of the body. First, you need to stop putting in glucose into the body. You can achieve this with very low carbohydrate diets or ketogenic diets. Instead, many people have reversed their diabetes, or indeed, many people have reversed their diabetes by following such diets. Fasting also eliminates carbohydrates in all other foods, for that matter. Second, your body needs to burn off the excess glucose. Fasting is again an obvious solution. Your body requires energy just to keep all of the vital organs, such as the heart, lungs, liver, etc., working. Your brain, in particular, requires substantial energy to function properly, even during sleep. During fasting, no new glucose is coming in, so your body has no choice but to use up its glucose stores. At its core, type 2 diabetes is a disease of excessive glucose in our blood, but also in our bodies. If you don't eat, your blood sugar will come down. Once your blood sugars are consistently in the normal range, you will no longer be considered diabetic. Presto, diabetes reversed. Miss. So that's all you gotta do. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.